on there. There you go. Is that the best steak in the world? Look at that. That is absolutely beautifully cooked. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. You know, most people walk past this cut of meat. No idea what it is, but in Brazil, this is the most prized cut of steak that you can buy. It's called picanha steak. If you look at it, it's triangular in shape, you know, and it's known around the world as rump cap, sirloin cap, coulotte, or top sirloin cap. And it is recognizable for the big fat cap that's on here. Where's it from? It's from the top of the rump near the sirloin on the cow. Okay, it's got a fantastic beefy flavor. It is an amazing cut of meat. For steak, it's the best steak in the world, I assure you. So looking at it then, you can see it's triangle. You can see the grain of meat runs this way, and we cut the steak with the grain. You don't cut across the grain. You cut across the grain when you eat it, but we cut with it to form the steak. Everybody goes on about ribeye. This is less expensive cut of meat than ribeye. It's beautiful. Just look at it there. You know, come on. It's more flavorful than sirloin. It's got a firmer texture than ribeye. And it's more tender than rump. It's a beautiful cut of meat. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so the only thing is we need to cut some, so you know how to cut it, and we will cook it. Okay, now you normally cut this about 4 to 5 centimeters thick, which is about 2 inch. Okay, now then, as you can see, the grain runs this way. Okay, so we cut with the grain. Now what they say is leave as much fat cap on as possible, and you can see how much there is here. It's enormous, but you know, come on, you trim off the fat cap that you don't want to eat, okay, or you can't make use of. It's as simple as that. You don't have to leave a massive piece of fat cap on like that. You can trim it, so don't worry about that. Come on, let's cut some. Okay, so we just want to be cutting some, yeah? Nice piece like that, look. Can you see? That is a beautiful steak. And as you can see, the grain runs that way. Okay, so again, in here. That is a beautiful steak. So we're getting down to this fat here, look. Now, what you can do, you can trim. But you don't trim it all off. Just take some off. Trim what you cannot eat, what you cannot cook and eat. Okay, you don't want to take it all off, because this cut of meat benefits from cooking with that flat cap. Okay, you need that fat cap on here. So it's up to you how much you take off. Okay, so just come in there like that, and you get these beautiful little steaks. Look at those. Sensational piece of meat. And we just render that. Render that with that. There you go. So we got these beautiful steaks, and we'll probably cook this one, look. Okay, that is how to cut our picanha, okay? So you've got quite a lot of meat there from a cheaper cut than ribeye. So we have our steak. We cut with a grain, as you know. We've got this fantastic fat cap on there. We want to season, okay? Now this is sea salt, my preferred for this, but it's up to you. Okay, and we got some black pepper. That's all it wants for a steak, salt and pepper. Now if you can get some salt on there, so be it. If not, you ain't worried. Okay, let's cook. Okay, bring in a pan. Now, this is carbon steel. Okay, it's going to get hot. It's going to give us a nice sear on there. Get a flame on. What we're going to do is cook this steak on here, fat cap down for about 3 to 5 minutes. Get a lovely golden on that fat cap. Render the fat out, and then 2 to 3 minutes either side of the steak. That's it. It comes out, we rest it. It has to be rested. Now this thing gets hot very, very quickly. Now the only problem with doing anything like this, it does create a little bit of smoke in your house. So, you know, if you've got the doors and windows open, that is an advantage. The pan is starting to smoke on there, look. Now the carbon steel pans stay hot. What we want to do is take our meat, fat cap down on there, and we cook it for about 3 to 5. And sometimes it'll stay up, other times it won't, so watch it. We don't want to drop it on its side yet. We want to cook out the fat from this. We want to use the fat. Okay, when you've had about 3 to 5, we should have a golden edge on there. There you go. So all we do now is cook our steak 2 to 3 on each side. Now the good thing with these carbon steel pans, they hold the heat very well. So initially, once you've heated up the pan, you can turn down the heat and it holds the heat very, very well indeed. Okay, over we go. Okay, we've had about a couple of minutes on there, I reckon. Now, what you've got to look at, you want some on there, don't you? So on you go. And on that edge. Nice little bit of colour all the way around. Okay, we want to finish this. So, want a little bit of butter in there. I want to baste over the top. So you can turn it down. turn off. That comes out to rest. Okay, so whip that out of there. Onto a board or a tray, anything like that. And we want to be resting that. Now I tend to rest covered. Entirely up to you. Nice bit of foil over there. We're going to rest that for about 7-8 minutes. There you go. Okay, 8 minutes rest. Let's get in here. And look at that. That is a beautiful, beautiful piece of meat on there. And like we said at the start of the video, we cut the steak. I don't want to wait too long actually because it's going to be overcooked inside. We cut the steak with the grain, so you can see the grain going that way. Okay, and we want to slice across the grain. Okay, so we want to be coming in there. Like that. So as you can see, we have a beautiful, beautiful steak on there. There you go. Is that the best steak in the world? Look at that. That is absolutely beautifully cooked. That's our picanha steak. Now obviously you can cook it longer if you so wish, if you want it cooked more medium. There you go. We'll put a little bit of horseradish on there. There you go. That's our picanha steak. It's an absolutely delicious piece of meat. Get a nice sear on the outside. Cook it to how you like. Whether you want medium, medium rare, well done, up to you. Okay, our meat. Oh. That is absolutely incredible. That is incredible. You know, you've got that sea salt on there, which is making my mouth water even more. That is delicious. There you go. That's our perfect picanha steak. We got this horseradish going on here, look. Oh. Serve it what you want, chimichurri, anything like that. That is a fabulous, fabulous piece of meat. There you go. Now, by buying the whole picanha steak, if you like, the whole joint of picanha, you've got some to render off as beef fat. You've got a couple of huge steaks, and you've got many smaller steaks for a rainy day. Boom. Cheaper than rump, better flavour than sirloin. I mean, come on, what a winner! What a winner! Absolutely fabulous. There you go. That's how to cook picanha steak, the steak that everybody walks past. Get one, try one. Beautiful. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to cook a picanha steak. And if you do like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Catch you in the next video. Oh yeah.